All right, so determinate versus indeterminate plants. And what does that actually mean in the first place? So I think the easiest way to think about things that are determinate or indeterminate is we'll think of it in the something that we all understand. I, me, you, the human race in general, we're a determinate species, just like most mammals on the planet. We're going to grow to a certain size, except for maybe around our bellies a little bit, but we're essentially going to grow to a certain size, and that's as far as we're going to go. The hair on the top of my head is indeterminate. It's just going to keep on growing and keep on growing, and if I don't ever cut it, it's going to stretch as far as it can go until the day that I actually pass away. But the hair on my arm, this is determinate. It doesn't matter how long it grows, it's going to grow to a certain length, and that's it. That's as far as it's ever going to go. If I shave that off, it's going to grow again, but it's only going to grow to a certain length, and that's it. So, the hair on my head, indeterminate. Me as a whole, determinate. The hair on my arm, determinate. That's basically indeterminate and determinate. So what does that mean in the garden? We'll take a tomato plant, for instance. A tomato plant can either be determinate or indeterminate. An indeterminate tomato is going to keep on growing long and spread out and all that kind of stuff until something kills it, basically. Usually in North America here, it's going to be frost or some kind of a pest damage or something along those lines. That's an indeterminate plant, an indeterminate tomato plant. Whereas a determinate tomato plant, it's going to grow so tall, it's going to put out its fruit, and it's going to die. And it's probably going to, and it very well could die before the frost hits, before anything else happens, before disease really gets taking it over. It has a set lifespan, and a set how high it's going to grow, and that's it. That's a determinate tomato plant. Now, we deal with a lot of determinate and indeterminate things in the garden, and they really should be handled differently. Why? Well, for instance, if you were to take that determinate tomato plant and start pruning all the suckers off like everybody always tells you to and all that type of stuff, you're really limiting the amount of fruit that plant can put out, because it's only going to grow so big. It's going to put out all its fruit at the same time, and it's done. It's just done. That's the way it is. Whereas a indeterminate tomato plant, you start pruning it, you can train it up things and all that kind of stuff, and it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, and it's going to put out a fruit here, fruit there, a bunch of fruit here, a little bit of fruit there, some fruit here, some fruit there, and that's the way they grow. You can also think of things like potatoes. Potatoes are another determinate or indeterminate things that are pretty common in the garden. A lot of people will advise, or you see it all the time, you start it off low, you keep stacking stuff on top of it, and you keep growing it up and up and up and up, and you'll get all these potatoes in there. And then all of a sudden people are wondering, well, I did that, but how come I didn't get very many potatoes? Well, the reason is because your potato plant may have been a determinate potato plant. That means that it's basically going to set all its fruit, all its tubers in one spot, about one level under the ground. And that's all it's going to do. Where an indeterminate one, as you start stacking it all up and all those type of things, it's going to start throwing fruit out in different places. That's one of the big things. So if you start trying to treat a indeterminate or a determinate potato like you would treat an indeterminate potato, you're going to limit the amount of fruit that's going to be able to put out, because all it's going to be doing is constantly chasing the light up. It's always trying to find energy to just grow, because you keep blocking its energy, and it can't, and it just doesn't work the same way as an indeterminate potato does. Beans are another one. If you see something, bush beans are considered a determinate variety of beans, where your pole beans are indeterminate varieties of beans. That means, once again, the same sort of thing. If you were to try to treat a bush bean the same way you would treat a pole bean, you're going to wind up doing damage to the bean. You can also get determinate varieties and indeterminate varieties of cucumbers. A lot of so basically what you're seeing here is, if you buy a seed pack and it says something like bush or pole, bush bean, or anything that says bush will be a determinate variety of that particular vegetable. Where if it says pole or indeterminate, those are going to be indeterminate varieties of those things, and that means that it's going to be putting out all of its beans and stuff, or whatever you're growing, at different intervals throughout the season, until once again something comes along and kills it. And in North America here, it's probably going to be either frost, or it's going to be some kind of a disease, or maybe insects or something gets to it. But it's not going to just stop growing like a determinate variety will. So that's basically a determinate versus indeterminate, and why it's important to know what it is you're growing and why you're growing it. In aquaponics, now I'm not going to say this as a dead set fact, but I am going to say it from my own perspective and my own observations in my own system. I feel that determinate varieties are probably better in aquaponics, because they're going to grow to a certain size. You don't really have to worry about them overgrowing your system, getting too big. What are you going to do with it then? Something like you don't necessarily want a vining tomato, where you're trying to figure out, well, where am I going to tie up this vining tomato, and how am I going to trellis it, and all that kind of stuff. Where it's a little bit easier to manage a determinate tomato or something along those lines in your aquaponic system. I don't have any science behind that. All I have is my own personal observations and my own personal experiences when it comes to growing stuff in my aquaponic system. That's indeterminate and determinate in a nutshell. Like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.